Welcome to Real Bass Lessons. Today I want to offer a lesson, some clarification on a jazz minor blues. I think people often get confused and they're asking me about what are the chord changes, Jim? Which are the right ones and which ones can you use and all those subs. Well, I'm just going to teach you some sounds I've learned from listening to the great players and the great recordings and when I've worked with really great musicians. These are the chord changes we've played. Now, again, there's a lot of possibilities I know, and I'm not going to analyze any of this or get into a sort of a theoretical thing. I taught at one of the biggest theoretical jazz schools in the world for about 30 years, but I'm not real big on analyzing that theory. I like learning things by sound, okay? So here's our C minor. Good. Here's our 4 chord. Back to the 1 chord. And then the 5 chord. And yes, it's a dominant 7. In a, just traditional minor, the 5 chord is minor. But now we like to hear that dominant, major dominant going to minor. Now there's lots of possibilities. Here's the 2-5. 2, 5, 1. And yes, that 2 chord in minor is a minor 7, flat 5. It has that tone there. To 5 chord. To 1. Now, if you notice that tone, that minor 7 flat 5 has got A flat in it, guess what? Sometimes it's real common from that 2 chord, we play a substitution, tritone, which has that A flat into it. Oh, hear that? Going to. Sure, that's Mr. PC. A big A flat, 7. We could do D minor, but sure, but this is a real common one. To G7, and then the turnaround to A7, to a D dominant, or excuse me, D half diminished to G7. And in many jazz tunes, like this minor here, sometimes we even make that 2 chord a dominant. Listen to this. Sure, C minor, A7, D7, G7, here it is again, C, to that A7, to the D minor 7, flat 5, G7. So that's a real common, usage of both of those sounds. Let me play just a little bit, then I'll analyze it again. Watch this. 3, 4, 4, 2, 5, going to the 4. Oh, look what happened there. Ended up being a C major, C dominant, leading to F minor. Sure, it's like a dominant going into it. One more time. This is common too. 2, 5, 1. And then here's that C dominant going to the F minor. Watch this. That 2, 5 going back to the C minor. To the A7. Here's the A flat. Bunch of different possibilities there. I'm going to play a walking bass line now, and you can listen and hear some of those chords. I'll put little chords behind it so you can hear that tonality. Here we go. Just do a, sure, just a quarter note rhythm for us. A 1, 2, 3, 4. How cool. I was emphasizing some of those little different harmonies. I'll just play a couple chords and I'll show them to you again. Here was my C minor, then I went 2 5 1, back to my C minor, and then I played that C dominant. Sure, I went to the F minor, and then I went to the G7, to the G7, C minor. Then I went to the A7, sure. Then the D minor, A flat, G7, now that turnaround, A7, G7, G7. Oh, how cool, huh? Let me do it again here. Walk-in bass line for a couple courses. Let me stop for just a second, settle up my ear, and sort of get a sound in my ear. What it is when you play a really good line, or you get to where you can play really good lines, most of the time it's because you're hearing good music going on in your head. I'm hearing the drums and the chords and maybe even a solo. You ever notice that when you hear really good playing, you go, my God, it sounds like the band's playing. It is inside their head. That means you have to listen, listen, listen a lot. I don't mean a lot of music. I mean one song over and over and over and over and over, so you get some of those sounds in your head. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How fun. Work with that. Pick some little things you like out of the sounds you hear and work with it over and over and over. I know that sometimes, a lot of times, folks are looking for me to, give them something, some new secret, something to do, transfer some information. Well, the truth is I want to give you some sounds to hear that maybe you haven't worked with before. Maybe you go, hey, I've heard that, but what is that? Well, just slow this down, repeat this over and over, steal it. Work with me, okay? Work out those little sounds. Here, I'll do one more chorus before we stop. Here we go. 2, ready, play. Sound cool, huh? Love the sound of that minor blues. Fired up.